All right, so the White House is currently being flooded with a ton of negative feedback over a video that they just put out on Twitter or X that they thought was a great idea, but it actually backfired in a pretty amazing way and raises a lot more questions about what's actually going on here. So, as you know, the big thing Trump campaigned on was immigration and mass deportation. That's nothing new. It's been something that he's been campaigning on since 2015 and his base very clearly wants. Now, I will note that at the current rate of deportation, Trump is still deporting less undocumented immigrants than under the Obama administration. Now, before I show you this video that the White House put out, I want to read you a few responses that the video garnered online. The Lincoln Project, the pro-democracy super PAC comprised of anti-Trump Republicans, said of the video, quote, "If Hitler had a social media account." The Lincoln Project's rapid response director then added that, quote, "The dumbest effing person you know is cheering this on, and in the same breath insisting that in Nazi Germany, they wouldn't have been cheering on the SS all the same," end quote. Brutal. Now, the White House Instagram account was flooded with people calling the video, quote, "disturbing" and "unfunny," and even questioning whether it was a real account that posted it. It was, in fact, real. Now, Joe Steeb, an assistant professor of national security affairs at the U.S. Naval War College, then added, quote, "These people are so utterly disgusting and depraved. I'm tired of being told to empathize with them. Did economic anxiety make them do this racist bleep?" Now, the deputy opinion editor of The Observer, Paige Maston, also added, quote, "What strikes me most about the Trump administration isn't just the abject cruelty of its policies, but the way the whole thing is just treated as a meme. This is real life, not a comedy," end quote. Now, here is the video in its entirety that the White House put out. Now, be sure to stick around after the video because there's a few things I want to bring up afterwards that some people I think missed. Okay, so a very dramatic and somewhat harrowing video showing undocumented immigrants being shackled and put on planes. Now, my thought was actually a little different than everyone else's. I'm over here thinking, are we chartering private planes to send back a couple hundred immigrants at a time? And as I said earlier, we're deporting less people than under the Obama administration. So the question must be asked, is this really just a money-making scheme for Trump's top donors? If you recall, one of the biggest winners of Trump's election was actually the private prison industry. Private prison stocks soared on the news that Trump would potentially use private businesses to house migrants using public tax dollars. A huge giveaway for a pretty disgusting industry. The private prison industry is gross. And the same question should be asked about their transportation. I mean, these are private planes. So the private planes, over the top metal shackling, the production value of a Hollywood movie, this is a pretty expensive ordeal. Will Doge be looking into the waste of a massively cost ineffective deportation force that isn't even deporting as many people as the Obama administration? Or are they going to only keep looking at programs that feed the most vulnerable people on earth to cut? We'll certainly see. But if what we've seen so far is any indication, I doubt Elon Musk and Doge will do any digging into the waste, fraud, and abuse that is the government handouts going to both him and other Trump donors, particularly as it relates to those making a fortune off of a weak deportation force. We're going to keep an eye out on all of this going forward, so be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel as we keep you up to date on everything going on in this chaotic Trump administration. With Really American Media, I'm Justin Horowitz.